Shalom, Mr. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Shem Shabbat, Shem Kakadash, double unto the apostles, and God's great millstone for teaching us His truth, peace, and blessings to the whole elect of Israel. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, the Hashem is the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the begotten Son. Back in our lesson, and as you see within the title, there's much more advanced weaponry / technology that's hidden behind the scenes that this devil, Esau Edom, is not showing you. But you'll see various examples dealing with TV shows, cartoons, movies of things that they got. They'll showcase certain things at events dealing with certain advancements that they have made. Giving a little sprinkle of what they got in the store and what they're especially going to be using coming to these last days. But I came across the video right here from this channel, Hacksmith Industries, and you'll see various other channels on YouTube and people, doing similar things. But, came across the video, says the power armor legs are complete real-life power armor. So if people are able to, create things like this in the public eye, with, lower funds, they don't have the means as, the top of, Esau Edom, the elites, dealing with the funding that they have, and they're still able to create things like this. So you can imagine the things that Esau Edom has, dealing with these, top class Edomites, for lack of better words, that they're not showing you. And you already see various examples dealing with robot dogs, exoskeleton suits where you're able to lift immense amount of weight. So if they're showing you, and showing this, to the public eye, you can imagine the things that they have behind the scenes they're not showing you. They're not going to show you their trump card, their secret weapon per se. So I just get this as an example, because if you're Joe Schmo Edomite, is able to create things like this, you can imagine what these top of Esau Edom have and things that they're doing, especially with the funding and means that they have. You'll see certain things the military already has once again dealing with these robots, these thermal sights, all this different stuff, man. And these things are being shown to the public once again. So, as I keep bringing it up, you can imagine what they're not showing you. Is the point of this whole lesson. So, especially going to show this great rat that the devil's preparing to come down with. And I don't think I'm going to get this video. I just skimmed through it just to see what they are making. And you see all these other creations that he has right here. Making a bulletproof power armor, real life power armor, which is, I guess, in a playlist or various videos he's doing creating that particular armor. But once you see various other examples of things other people are creating that's being shown on YouTube. So you can imagine things that the military has, things that this devil has, so he's not showing you once again. And it's like if I sound like a broken record, but people will call us crazy for saying these types of things. But they have robots, they have Iron Man-like suits of armor, exoskeleton suits, super soldiers. And you'll see very soon that we're not so-called crazy. But I don't think I'm going to play the video of it. Let's get to the scriptures, and that'll be the point. Now, the Revelations chapter 12 and verse 12. And it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, ye that do win them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down to you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So the devil knows his time is ticking. And his time is running out. And very soon he's going to say, F it, and just come down with that great wrath. Bringing that hammer down. When we're speaking of Esau Edom here, he's not creating these robots for the good of humanity, or the AI that you are especially seeing, advancing at a rapid rate. He's not doing this for the good of humanity once again. Once again, we're speaking of Esau Edom here, the wicked. The Bible speaks of him. He's called the devil for a reason. Let's read it on top one more time. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye the one that woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is coming to you having great wrath, because he knows that he hath but a short time, so his time is ticking. This is why you see him beginning to get sloppy with his work, things that he's doing. Now he's getting caught and exposed for things that he's doing now and things that he has done. So his time is ticking, man. And guess what? He will show his horns, man. Jeremiah 30:7, going to show why it's important to seek the Lord now. Because the Lord's getting ready to tear his place up, and he's especially be using this devil to do so. Jeremiah 30:7, last for days great, so that none is like it. It's even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So the other point says, last for that day is great, so that none is like it. Rising times have never been seen before. Going to show how chaotic it's really going to get out here. And this is why it's important to be in the graces of Yahweh Bashmal Shot, man. Because come to these last days, is going to be pulling out all stops. Now it says, even the time of Jacob's trouble. We're coming to the time of our trouble. And really specifically for the wicked of our people. They don't want to repent, they don't want to seek the Lord, they don't want to get right. This trouble is coming for you. But those in his faith and the truth, we're also going to be tried. We're going to be tested. But as you can see in the latter part, but he shall be saved out of the Lord and defend and protect his elect. And why do you especially think that spiritual power is going to be bestowed upon the Lord's elect? Why do you think that power is going to be needed? Because once you look at everything this devil is about to do and come down with, man, this is not to be taken lightly. And when you get throughout other scriptures also, which I'm going to get Matthew 24, later on, after a couple scriptures going to show there will come some times that have never been seen before once again. That's Genesis 27, 39 through 40. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, it's going to Esau Edom's blessing, which you're going to see it. And Isaac his father answered and said to him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. So further going to show who's in power today, which you also get Malachi 1 and 4, where you have Esau Edom being labeled, called the border of wickedness, which also tying back to Job 9 and 24, going to have the world is into the hand of the wicked, which is Esau Edom once again. One more time from the top, and Isaac his father answered and said to him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. Verse 40, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother, and shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, and that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So we got that point where his blessing is the fatness of the earth, as well as that sword, and he's living by that sword. Psalm 17:13, for the tie into it. Arise, the Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which we already got. Who was that wicked? Speaking of Malachi 1:4, Esau Edom, which is thy sword, and the Lord can be swinging that sword, especially upon you wicked jakes, man. Using Esau Edom to bring out a lot of these judgments, man. Especially coming to these last days in time of Jacob's trouble, you best believe the devil will be pulling out all stops. And you know who his main target is going to be? Jake, Israel. So further going to show that point of why that standard is going to be lifted against our enemies. Why that spiritual power is going to be very well needed. Okay, look at everything this devil has. And the Lord's going to level the playing field, man. I don't know if level is even the correct word. Because the Lord's going to show you true power in that day, man. You devils will stand no chance. So the table's going to be turned, per se. As that saying goes, how the hunter becomes the hunted. Now I got two more scriptures, and that'd be the points, Matthew 24 and 21. And it says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So, times like never before. Was it going to show this how great, how horrific this judgment is going to be, man, and why it's important to seek the Lord now. Because he wants to look at everything this devil has and thinks he's going to do. What did he show you in these movies, cartoons of his plans, things he is going to do, things that he has? And what's in Psalm 17:13? Devil isn't be using this devil to bring a lot of this hefty judgment, man. So don't be surprised when you see robots patrolling the streets soon. We already had various examples of dealing with these robot dogs. A while back over in Shanghai, China, when the lockdowns were in place, you had robot dogs patrolling the streets, making sure people weren't breaking curfew. And once again, going back to these movies, they show you of what they're planning to do. I specifically think of this movie Code 8, where they create these robots to especially combat and go against these people that had spiritual powers, those superpowers within that movie. And there's one particular scene where they stopped at this apartment complex or whatever, and they had these robots, or they're pretty much controlled robots to kick down the doors and all this stuff to take out the people inside. So just another example. One more time from my top. For then should be great tribulations such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no never shall be, so times like never before once again. Now the 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1, and it says this, now also in the last days perilous times shall come, troublesome times are ahead. Perilous. And this is why you get with the scripture how we persuade men through the terror of the Lord. So seek the Lord now. As I continue to keep bringing up, you do not want to be on the receiving end of these judgment, man, what the Lord is going to bring out upon this place. So that's the point right there. Lord, who I tried to point to give us my abilities. So make a quick lesson, getting that video, that example of the things that you see being made. For lack of better words, within the public, within the public eye, where people are able to create things like that. Where the power suit armor, he called it. And what you see other YouTube videos of people, creating other things. So you can imagine what this devil is cooking up behind the scenes that is not being shown to the public eye. With the means, with the funds to do so. So that's the point right there. I don't close out and give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Shema, Shabbat, Shalom. See you next one, Lord's will.